If you're new to my YouTube channel, please click that subscribe button and remember to click the bell icon to get notifications of all my uploads throughout the week. Come and sit. No, come and sit. Come on. You just really don't know what you want today, do you, kid? It's Monday, 25th of June, and today is Mum's birthday. So last week when I went to visit, I took a birthday card and put some pennies in, some money in for her. This morning I rang her to wish her a happy birthday, and she told me that she was going into town with Dad to have lunch, to have a little bit of a shopping spree using some of the money that I'd put in her card, and they're also booking a holiday today. So Dad's taking her away on holiday for a birthday, or they're booking a holiday, well, you know what I mean anyway. So yes, so it's another glorious sunny day. Look at the sky, not a cloud in sight again. And one of the benefits of working from home is that you can do your bits and pieces first thing in the morning, and then you get to sit and spend a little bit of time at home enjoying the weather when we get it. It's about 10:30 on Tuesday morning, and I have a very long list of chores or errands to run today. So I'm going to be out in the car for probably most of the morning. Not a very exciting day today. Temperature's 94 in here. I'll speak to you tonight. I will put the air conditioning on, don't worry. So it's 3 o'clock on Wednesday. And as you may have gathered, yes, it's 90 odd degrees out there at the moment, which is rather lovely. We don't get weather like this very often, so I'm not going to complain. I don't care how hot it gets, I'm not going to complain. It's absolutely glorious. There's barely a cloud in the sky, and it's absolutely beautiful. Who needs to live in Spain? Well, apart from the Spaniards. No? No. A what?
A packet of mini cheddars.
No, I'm fine. I'll get something when we get home.
None of this I've got is frozen, is it?
No. All the frozen stuff's over there. It's there, look behind you, the big pile. That's all frozen.
Struggle to get that in.
Yes. So it's 7:30. We've just got back from the shops. My phone has died. The heat is draining the battery.
Oh dear.
So, not good. It's about 9:45 on Wednesday evening, and it was such a beautiful evening that I thought I would come for a little walk. There's a trail that leads, it's an old railway line that's now been turned into a path that extends for miles and miles. I'll put on the screen exactly how many miles, I can't remember off the top of my head, but it runs the entire length of where the railway line used to be. The Transpennine Trail, they call it. and I decided I was going to walk for half an hour in one direction and then turn around and walk back for another half an hour, so effectively walking for an entire hour. I just hope we've still got very, very clear skies, that it stays nice. Now, I've lived around this area for 25 years or thereabouts, and I never knew there was a cemetery here. It's not quite dark yet, but it is getting a little bit spooky. The camera is obviously making it look lighter than it actually is, but I think once I get to this next milestone post, I'll turn around and walk back, because by the time I get back it probably will be dark. I've got to walk back in that direction. And although you can't probably see it, that is a full moon. So, as you can tell, it's got a little bit darker now, and as I'm walking back down the trail, there are bats flying above my head, probably about a dozen or so. Beautiful little furry creatures, just flittering about, having their evening meal. It's very tranquil, very restful. I've missed this. I don't know whether you can see them just flittering past. There they go. Come on. There we go. About a dozen. So it's now 10 past 8 on Thursday morning, 28th of June. And I've just left Mum and Dad's. I've got a car full of stuff that they want me to take down to the local recycling centre. Obviously they don't have a car, so they can't really get down there. It's something I do a couple of times a year for them. This time it's old bedding. So it's old, what we call duvet covers, pillows, throws, that kind of stuff. So I shall be stopping off at the recycling centre on the way home, providing it's open, of course. I think we're going to have another scorching day with any luck. So all back in Leeds, and I've just been to the recycling point, dropped off all of the old duvets, continental quilts and old pillows, bedding and all the other fabric bits and pieces. So it didn't take long. It's very, very quiet this time in the morning. It's 2 o'clock on Friday and it's very, very warm again, and I've decided, as you can see, I've been down to see Matthew the barber, and I've had my hair cut off. It's been about 6 weeks since my last trim, so I've been down, had him cut off all the excess, release my ears from their captivity, and now on the way back I've decided I'm going to go and purchase some ice cream, because of course the temperature has continued to soar. It's still very, very hot, so I'm going to get some ice cream for us to have after dinner tonight, just as a way of cooling down. And by us, I mean all three of us, me, Ian and Mr. Bentley. So I've just come out of the shop and I used the self-service automated checkout thing where you scan your own. And as I was scanning in some bread, something popped up on the screen. And you know when you look at something and you don't read it properly, it just flashes up really quickly and you think you've read something completely different. Yeah, I read it completely different. You happy now? You happy now? So it's Saturday afternoon, it's just after lunch, and our heat wave is continuing. It's absolutely beautiful again today. So spending a little bit of time in the garden. I have a little errand to do this afternoon, but it's just a nip out to the shops kind of errand, nothing major or important. And then tonight we're going out on a date night. We haven't had one for about 4 years since we got Mr. Bentley, but one of the neighbours' daughters is back from university for the summer, and she's studying to be a vet, so she's volunteered, hello butterfly, she's volunteered to babysit for the evening so we can go out and have a meal. So we're going to a steakhouse. Ow! Just kicked something under my table. I really need to get a new hobby. Anyway, it's Sunday just after lunch. It's the 1st of July. And last night we went out to the Miller & Carter Steakhouse in Horsforth and had a lovely, absolutely glorious meal. And both of us had far too much. He says sneaking up the stairs.
Yes, we both ate far too much.
Yes, far, far too much. Indulged a little bit too much. When we got back, we just like crashed out on the settee and put the TV on and watched a couple of episodes of White Collar with Matt Bomer and Tim DeKay. And we've kind of been watching it from the beginning again, and I think we're up to about season 4.
Yes, we are.
We're up to season 4 now. In the programme, in Neil, the character Neil, Matt Bomer's character's apartment, there's a painting hanging on the wall. And I'll just insert a clip of the picture here. And it's one of those paintings that always captured Ian's imagination. He's always loved it. And doing a little bit of research, I found out where, or what the origin of the painting is. The one in the programme is actually a reproduction. It's not identical to the original one. It's an actual one that's been done for the show. The original that it's taken from, there are some subtle differences. One of the boats is missing in the one in the show. On the original painting it isn't, and the cap that she's wearing, let me just, I've got a print out of the picture here, hang on a second. Oh. trying to grab it. Excuse my back. Right, this is the original. So this is the one that that the picture in the show was taken from. So in the show, she's actually wearing a purple bath cap, and that's what the picture is called, the bath cap. And the flower on the bath cap is actually emerald green. So, but the original one, it's the other way around. It's a purple flower, but the bath cap is kind of a limey kind of green. So, Ian's always loved the painting in the show. So I decided this morning, when he took Mr. Bentley out, that I was going to sit down and I was going to see whether or not I could reproduce the painting. Et voila! It's a 12 by 10 canvas. Now I've reproduced this one in accordance with the original. So I've used the original colours for the hat and the flower on the side, and I've also included the two boats in the background. Just moved one slightly because I just think it looks a bit better. Doesn't look like two great white sharks in the background. And I've reproduced it like that. But Ian's already seen it. And what were your reactions?
Oh, I love it.
There you go. But what I was thinking is I want to add some gloss gel medium, just to add a little bit of texture on the flower, and where the waves are coming in off the sea here, and maybe just a little bit underneath the boats here. So,
good afternoon.
Yes, I've just discovered the one on the show. It's actually the other way around. It's a purple hat with a green flower.
I like that though.
Well, that's fine, because you know this is going to get framed and hung up in the bedroom. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to turn the camera around and I'll show you me adding the gel medium on. I'm going to use Indigo Bleu Super Thick Slap It On.
Next step, I think, is we're going to start doing the Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa for sale.
Yes, I've always had an affinity for copying.
Yes, you are.
Creating copies.
He's good at creating reproductions, not forgeries.
No, forgeries only if you try and sell them.
Yes, I'm going to the workshop.
Okay, see you later. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I'll turn the camera around and you can see what I'm going to do. Okay, so before I go any further, if you're interested in what colours I used to make this, or what paint I used to actually redo it, they're all Dina Wakeley's. So I used Ocean for the ocean and to do the outline of the actual painting, the beach, and their little tuft of hair showing underneath the bath cap, and just a little touch underneath the boats is Sedona. The hat is Olive. Hello, Mr. Bentley. The flower is Eggplant. Her lips, of course, Ruby. Of course. None of it's white. It's all been done with buff. So the boats, the highlight on the hat, her face, her robe, all done with the buff. And the darker, just a few of the darker touches, I just used marine mixed with a little bit of the buff. So all those colours are all the ones that I used to recreate the painting of Le Bonnet de Bain, whatever it's pronounced as. And if you're interested in finding the original painting online, I'll put the name of the painting and the artist here. It was painted in 1978 originally and was last sold at auction in 2008 for $26,000. Don't know where it ended up though. Probably somewhere in America, obviously, with it being dollars. Getting back to this. So, Super Thick Slap It On, which is thick gel medium. He says, just dropping a dollop onto this craft mat here, and just drop that into water straight away. And I'm going to add it using a brush, because I want brush marks and I want sort of like texture into it. But this is the sort of stuff that dries completely and utterly clear, so you'll still see the colour underneath. So I'm just going to take a large amount and I'm just going to add it around the flower, and I'm just going to try and create kind of flowery texture It also kind of looks a little bit like a brush stroke. Of course, if you've got it where you don't want it, you can just take it off. That'll do there, I think. Now, like I said, bear in mind it will dry completely clear. Also going to add some underneath the boats. Just to add a little bit of detail and texture, just to help give it a little bit of kind of movement. I might even just add a little bit down the sail on that one. Just a tad there. And the other place I wanted to add it was here, along the shore, just as those waves are coming in. Just give it a little bit of gloss. And that, I think, is it. I'm not going to add any more. He says, adding a little bit more. Just going to rub a little bit there. I think that'll do. So what I'll have to do, because this is going to take a while to dry, I'll see if I can try and get it in complete by the time the vlog goes live. And that's it, that's all I'm going to do. So I just need to scrape all that loss back in, because I'm not going to use it. Waste not, want not, as the saying goes. Okay, we switch back to the other camera. So that's it. So you can see where the gel medium is now. I'm now just going to leave that to dry au naturel, and then I'll hopefully be able to show you a quick picture before I sign off for the day. So it's now about 1:30, and it's had quite a bit of time to dry, so you can just see there's a little bit still white left on the flower on the ear. The gel underneath the boats, his net can't get the shine. Trying to pick it, there you go. Just get it underneath the boat there, down where the waves are coming in off the beach or onto the beach, and just underneath that boat there. So you can just see a nice little bit of texture on that. So I'm very, very happy with the way that's turned out, considering this morning when I got up I had no idea that's what I was going to do. But it's one of those things where you get a beanie bonnet and you've got to just act on it and try and do it. And I'm glad I did. So that's it for this week. For the rest of the day I'm going to be spending time tidying up and cleaning my craft room, because it's about time I did it. I haven't done it for quite some time. I've got some black bin bags ready to go for all the bins and all superfluous rubbish. So that's it for me for this week. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, remember to give it a thumbs up, share the video, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of this video. So that's all from me for this week. I'll see you all again during the week. Bye for now. I'd also like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, without whose generosity and support these videos would not be possible. Thank you.